We just went out and washed off all the screens and the roofs and the air conditioners and stuff. So we're good to go for a. You hit the high another day. Bobby Boucher go bo. Right. Fuck, I was up there cleaning off the roof, being the water boy. Because water's the universal solvent, man. Universal solvent. Not in all the universe. Just because it's a toxic ocean to you doesn't mean it's a toxic ocean to Pluto. Right? Mickey Mouse's dog doesn't have an ego problem. Why do you? Okay. Have you heard the language on the video about Pluto from the scientists with ego problems? It's this toxic vat of poison, big ocean of poison. It's like, not to Pluto. Okay. It absorbs everything that hits Pluto, that if Pluto didn't have that big toxic vat of poison, Pluto wouldn't exist. It would have been obliterated by big rocks in space. Raw pigs in space. So the egocentric person says it's a big vat of poison because they can't live there, because they're not meant to live there. They're supposed to live on planet Earth without seeing ego problem. Sin ego problem, da 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 do. Sin T, that means without you, right? You could do without your ego problem. But scientist, right? So you sit there, you think like a scientist, And British aristocrats that take the Gospels and turn them into nonsense so they can try to find themselves fitting in, like Sir Isaac Newton, right? Believes money's real, but doesn't understand the Gospels and can't apply them in physics, okay? Blaise Pascal does not believe money's real. Can't explain the Gospels in applied physics, but it gets doctored by the Vatican because they have a bank, right? So, oh, wow, something's missing here, right? And it is, the actual, hey, the explanation of the applied physics of Lars Brown stuff is missing from Panisse, is missing from the documentation of Pascal. Now, did Pascal not write it down? Or if it's not part of our archives, then it doesn't exist. Oh, Tolkien me that. C.S. Lewis me this. R.K. Rowling's, we need another book for magic movies because we need more money for sexual procreation because we want to own the palace and take John Goodman bowling at Buckingham Palace, right? Shit! King Ralph, my ass. It's Earl. Gets redundant? Yeah, Ralph's my dad. I'm Earl. Okay, in prayer when I was a kid, it was always Earl. It was never Ralph. Okay, that's why I got in trouble at the lie detector test at Yellowfront, which was Big Lots. Yeah. Your name Earl Parsons? Wait, it's actually Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. If we're going to have a lie detector test. You tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Bob. Well, Bob is my witness. Watch, would you judge sidewalks talking? Would you Isn't it neat the way that life works out in the Gospels? Fart, imitating life. Hey, fly, fart, fly away. Here's a Red Bull. Right? So it's like, holy shit, man. Brain farters everywhere. Yes, sir. Right? So, but, Pluto does not have an ego problem. So why do you? Your language is real bad on your Pluto video there. It's got a big giant vat of poison. No, it's got this wonderful thing that gravity does what it does for Pluto to sustain what's perceived as life on Pluto, like what gravity does with Mercury to sustain. Hey, look, there's a star shining in the sky. It's called Mercury. It's really fast. It goes around the sun really fastest. That's why it's called Mercury. Venus, that's the one closest to us, even closer than Mars. Mars is the god of war because Mars stays away, but Mars is close by. But Venus, she'll burn you up. Yeah. She'll burn you up. Yeah. She's a star, but any man that lands on Venus becomes part of Venus and is never seen again. Wow, that makes good sense. Do you think the Romans knew that? I think they were selling comic books, and I think Homer's full of shit, and I think your Odyssey is too. There you are, lost in the shadows, searching for someone, set you free from New York City. Where did all those yesterdays go? When you still believe life could really be like a Broadway show. You were the star. When did it close? Oh, ba-da-da, you're a native New Yorker. Ba-ba-ba-da-da. Maybe you should have emancipated yourself from mental slavery and made yourself an adopted New Mexican. Because New Mexicans can. Okay. But New Yorkers? They're stuck in the York pudding. Oh, no! They don't pay me no good and I'm mad. No, they're in Chicago. They're not in New York. Shine, sweet freedom, shine your light on me. Right? Do you understand? Oh no, he got it wrong. It's this no Costanza. They don't pay me no good, and I'm mad. And I want to have sex with Tracy Reed with a police car with the sirens going. Yeah. I had sex with Amy. I had sex with Steffi. I had sex with Law. I had sex with my Maria. We never got to have enough sex. We got to have good enough sex because I always had science people turn my life into a science project and totally destroyed my sex life. You get to destroy your own sex life with your ego. Mine gets destroyed by people's egos like you. Pluto doesn't have an ego problem. Mickey Mouse's dog is gay. I don't know. We'll ask Ollie Johnson, and Walt Disney's not here with us anymore. I think Ollie's passed away too. Okay, I can't tell you for sure what the original artiste inventors of Pluto, Mickey Mouse, Murray Christmas, Murray's Pluto, Pluto's Murray. That's not the original Pluto. That's a computerized version of Pluto. That's not the original Pluto from the imagination, using my imagination, of Walt Disney and Ollie Johnston and all those guys. Back in the day, when it was a small world after all, and the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? But you have heard of me, right? Carol? Here, buy my toilet perfume stuff. So you don't smell like poo-poo. What's wrong with poo-poo? If you don't poo-poo, you die. I would like to poo-poo, please. Please get out of here. I leak privacy. Something that most people get because they're not a threat to the new world order, the great world disorder. The drones and moans and stem cell clones and Mickey 17 and 5th, the 1st, the 13th, the 12th, the 3rd, the 7th time. Star Wars won't last, but it's all right. Star Wars franchise about ready to just commit suicide through its stupidity. Don't you think that happened like back when they did the prequel with, with Hayden Christensen? Don't you think it should just stop there? Don't you think they solved all their problems there? No, a bigger, meaner, badder bunch of Republicans came and tried to stop the Democrats from saving the world from the Republicans. You damn dirty apes. Bring in Tim Burton to fix this. Could you bring in Tim Burton to fix this? Tell him to bring his corpse right. Okay. Did he also do Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci? Was that Tim Burton or was that way before his time? Or was he before his time? Or was he after his time? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's ask Tony Williams and the Platters. Oh, rose must remain with the sun and the rain. My mom had a huge crush on Tony Williams, right? And Sam Cooke and so on and so forth. And she always had this dream she was going to have this gorgeous, strong, quiet, mysterious, gorgeous mulatto. First she thought it was child, and then she found out it was going to be her grandchild. Right? She swore up and down it was Corey's boy. It's like, no, that's mom, that's grandma. It's your dress. Paint it any color you want. Okay, Corey's the big, looks kind of like a cross between that kid that used to play at Arizona basketball team with a little bit of, big snuggliness of a big teddy bear. Franco Harris rolled in, right? That's Corey. Sweetest guy on the planet. Okay? 6'3", 250 pounds, all gardener and dress designer. Sweet as can be, okay? And then Punchy, Patrick got to be all hard because he has to, because one of his best friends is one of the most gay guys in all of Phoenix, and Patrick's mom is gay, but gay women act way different than gay men, right? Gay women? Knock me, what was it? Mama said knock you out, I'm gonna knock you out. They're all wearing Johnny Depp's cologne, but they could kick Johnny Depp's ass, yes. Okay, sure. Whoa, right, what's going on here, right? Why doesn't anybody make a YouTube video about this? You are, yeah, but I'm not getting graphic design and doing all this stuff and having the picture and have some woman bent over in front of a guy with his erection allegedly going into her body part saying, camping out in the woods, all by ourselves. The rain is pouring down and we don't care. Making love in the rain. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. And I've got a rock hard one for any orifice you'll let me put it in, woman. I'm a prison guard. I'm the prison warden. I'm James Gandolfini. I'm Robert Redford. Make it stop. I'm working on it. God damn. Help! Emancipate yourselves from solitary confinement. Solitary confinement. Clarice Hannibal. Clarice Hannibal. Make it stop. I'm working on it, for crying out loud. I'm not only one man. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, all the way to early bird in the book of Revelation. So I'm not only one man. Me and the Father are one in spirit, right? Okay, guys. No more I love yous. There used to be monsters in my room at night. Desire, despair, desire, despair. Did you have ever test Benson, Spencer J. Kimball, and Gordon B. Hinckley having cameras with espionage units in the military in your bed while you were trying to get through puberty and handle it to the best of your ability? You have the worst perverts that wouldn't get in sexual situations that you could get in because the girls would be like, "Oh gosh, no, you're creepy." You build cameras and spy in people's bedrooms and don't give them a private sex life and then make them pay money to live here. I mean, past, present, future operate at the same time. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Figure it out. Sir Isaac Newton, has the gravity hit you yet? Here comes the apple. Okay, do you understand? Hey, Eve, stop tempting me. Hey, it's a serpent. I get it. Relativity. Relativity. Right. So a lot of the stuff makes more sense the more you sit back and go, wow, if I could see the world through Scientology's eyes, with a little bit of NASA, okay, a lot bit of NASA, with only a little bit of Scientology, because NASA tells Scientology what to do more than Scientology tells NASA what to do. Right, because technology trumps money, and money trumps no one, except for gets people killed because it's voluntary manslaughter for genocidal operations through science projects. Fuck, we suck again. Francesca's such a bitch, isn't she? There's no evidence to prove that Earl or Jesus really exists, except for Earl and all the Wi-Fi signals going to and fro from Jesus to... Okay. Yeah. There's more evidence through scientific research of relative communications to prove I exist, okay, than Mark Zuckerberg, than Bill Gates, than any multi-tech billionaire on the planet, than L. Ron Hubbard, than Dave Miscavige, and Tom Cruise all put together. Yeah. More people talk to the molecular similitude of me than they do to all those dick-measuring assholes who put spy equipment in your bedroom and sexually groom and abuse your wife and kids to make you look and feel inadequate, so they feel like they're more adequate at protecting people with science, technology, and money, and you're not adequate enough to protect them with science, technology, and money because you wouldn't invent science to turn your wives and kids into prostitutes and pimps to keep all the money, so everybody needs money to procreate around here. I have to explain everything to everybody. Damn, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is Mr. Gaucho taking notes? UC Santa Barbara? Is Chuck okay? Chuck, you okay? Chuck, you getting this? Chuck is getting this because Chuck is the one I connect to. He's the one in the room like, okay, let's channel our inner Chuck so we can explain this to people that aren't science geeks, and they go, gosh, damn, this guy is not smart. I'm not a smartphone. He's humble. He's righteous. He's gracious. He's a good guy. You want him next door. You don't want somebody in your TV and your cell phone sexually manipulating your daughter for philanthropy, right? She's so pretty. They're so pretty. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. No, I was watching those things with Natalie, and then they showed all these other suggested videos of all these girls doing yoga and bending over and pole dancing with their vagina covered by cloth, saying, come and get me. And I'm like, that's not what Natalie's doing. I know she has that quality to her, but Natalie not once in any of those videos does yoga moves that are like, God dang, I'd do anything to bone her, Lloyd. She gets up and she does a cute little dance and says, we be friends with our be friends. We don't bite our bee friends. Okay. Those are adorable. Natalie's videos are adorable. Her private stash, that's between her and her man. The public stuff, that's adorable. That's cute. I raised her. Okay. Not Kelly Jack Green and I don't care. Not Jack Keane and Kelly Jack Green and they don't care. No, not Barack Obama, not Joe Biden, no people Obia. I raised Natalie Michelle. I did. Proud of it, yeah. No, she was 13 by the time the assholes in Creflo Dollar Joe Schmeier Air Force foster care got a hold of her and fucked with her brain and said, listen to Tony Robbins and all these yoga masters. They'll teach you to be a better person. Then you'll get stuck at the airport. Okay, we should live the Lord's Prayer and just park the airport because people get half their body ripped apart by an airplane by people that positively have to be overnight with their volleyball on the Castaway Island with Prost and Parsons, and he's Parsons, but we're not alike. Just like me and Ralph M. Parsons are not alike. Me and Charlie Parsons are not alike. Charlie Parsons is an asshole. Ralph Earl Parsons Jr., he's the gracious good shepherd. He's the Messiah. Everybody that prays to Jesus loves Earl, whether they know it or not, because the science project has proved it conclusively beyond any reasonable doubts. And if you think you have any doubts, they're not reasonable. Oh, nub, stop making up, beep-a-doo. Okay. Silly me to go around and brag about the love I found. I say you're the best. You don't brag, you keep it to yourself. If your real life exceeds your wildest imagination and your wildest dreams, you keep it to yourself. You don't ask people to help you with insurance money to insure your house from it possibly being burned down, vandalized, or burned down or whatever by people that say, hey, incarceration, institutionalization, indoctrination, it's the way to be a hero. Megamind, he won't fucking stop. What are we going to do about him, Brad Pitt? Let's just go hide. Come on, Brad, let's go. Bring the rest of Ocean's 12th, 5th, the 14th, the 15th, the 18th time. It's like Star Wars and Star Trek. It won't last, but it's all right. Fleeting joy and fleeting ecstasy. Definitely. Bring Storm. All the Storms. Yeah, I have a big crush on Halle Berry. She reminds me of Law. Yeah, bring her. The kids too? Yes, but not in the bedroom when I'm in the bedroom with Storm. Okay, and Billy Bob Thornton's got to leave too. I don't care where you're calling from. You can't do it from my bedroom or my house. No, I don't want to be in the South. If I'm going to be in the South, it's in the Southwest. I think Southwest is best to Southeast because I don't like humidity. It has nothing to do with, being tribal, secular, racial, or insular. I have nothing against Mississippi cotton picking Delta towns. I'm from a New Mexico cotton picking river Delta town myself. It's a river Delta right there. There's a Rio Grande. Up-de-doo, cotton picking. Cotton fields all around the house. And that New Mexico dirt, not much different than that Mississippi dirt. The two most illiterate states in all the Union produce some of the best people to save us from indoctrination, institutionalization, incarceration. Sun is shining, there's plenty of light. Thank you, William Smokey Robinson. That was a really good limerick for money. Yeah, you know your guys and your harmonies, and you know your sad Mississippi men singing, give it to David, he'll tear it up there, do. And then Jimmy comes through and says, no, what becomes of the brokenhearted? No, I'll tear that up better than any of this. I'm a poor guy from Mississippi. I'll do it. Yeah. Who had love that's now departed. I know I've got to find some kind of peace of mind. Help me, please. I'm searching though I don't succeed. For someone's love there's a growing need. All is gone, there's no place for beginning. All that's left is an unhappy ending. I'm missing my Bug and my Plim and my Ray. My Chuji, my Cake and my Patrick. My Kringle Bells and my chocolate clip fucking cookies. And his mom, who always tells me she looks like Charles Barkley's sister, and I'm like, yeah, but you're a woman. You're not Charles Barkley, you're a woman. Okay, my mom said, look at Charles's mom, he looks like Charles in drag. Okay, but she's not, she's a woman. Okay, how would you like it if people looked at you and said, look at Earl's mom, she looks like Danny Kaye's sister wearing a wig there. Okay? How would you feel? Okay? So before you say something about someone else, your tits are too small, make sure Earl stays home and watches Disney movies with Patrick. That's why Charles, Lord loves me best. Lord does like you, and Lord was looking after you, because if Lord had gone out and gave Steffi, your sister, Patrick for the night to go out with celebrate graduation with the people from ASU, you'd have got your ass kicked and your career would have ended a lot earlier. And it would have been, wait, this guy's, he's 5'11", $165. Yeah. Boys don't hit back. He didn't even hit me. I hit myself. I went through a plate glass window when I swung on him. What happened? He sunshined my ass from the goddamn fucking Remember the Titans and shit. What? Charles, I told you I wasn't going to kick your ass, but you need to apologize to that woman. Everybody, I've been public enemy number one of Phoenix. Who's the guy who threw Charles through a picture window at a club because he insulted a woman by saying her tits were too small? And Charles got mad because he said my mom looked like me in drag. No, my mother said that, but my mother's passed away since. Okay. But Steffi, I look like, she tells me out all the time when I look at her pictures of her to remember the good old times. I look like Charles Barkley. Okay, Charles has a round face, a button nose, and full lips, and big brown eyes like Master G to hypnotize, right? Okay, you put a wig and a dress on Charles, and he's a lot more attractive than Eddie Murphy trying to be Norbert's woman, right? Right? A lot more attractive than Shanae. A lot more attractive than Geraldine. And Flip Wilson's got a little face and a pair of brown eyes and on and on and on and on and on. The beat don't stop until the break of dawn. But Charles is just a little bit prettier. Okay? Then Flip Wilson, Martin Lawrence, and who was the other one we was talking about there? You know what I'm saying? There. Right? Everybody remembers how pretty Muhammad Ali was. All we have to do is look at Layla and the grandkids. Oh my gosh, those are such beautiful children. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. Make sure Curtis and Layla have a holy covenant. Because holy covenants are gorgeous and so are kids, right? I'm not coveting. Curtis, if you screw around, I'm coveting so fucking fast. Your head will spin. No, I'm just kidding around. I'm joking. Until you're living the Lord's Prayer, you better expect this, mister. Number 3, number 80. Number 3. I'll always remember you as number 3. Well, because I like number 3 better than number 80. I don't like the 80 numbers for the receivers. I like the single numbers. Who was it? Did Charlie Joyner have one? I can't remember. John Jefferson was 88 or something like Lynn Swann. I like Lynn Swann too. But I preferred, Plexico Gura 17. I like 17, 1, 4th to 5th to 0. Not 00. Who was 00? Was that Kenny Burns? He was from what's his name again? He was good. From the Houston Oilers. Billy White Shoes Johnson, was he number 84? I can't remember. I don't recall. It's been a long time. I'll have to go look at the videos. Anybody else like Billy White Shoes Johnson? The punt returner that did the... I know Shelby did. Oh, yeah. Billy White Shoes Johnson. Yeah. And most of the rest of the guys in the league were wearing black shoes. He wore white shoes with long white socks. And he would punt return, take it all the way back, and then he would do this thing with his legs that everybody loved, his dance, his touchdown dance. Yeah. It was like one of the first most notable and recognizable. He was in the AFL, and they were attracting fans and stuff. Yeah. The Houston Oilers started out in the AFL. The American Football League, and then they merged with the NFL, and those damn Dallas Cowboys. I'm just kidding around. Damn Dallas. But the Kansas City Chiefs were not initially the Kansas City Chiefs, they were the Dallas Texans. And then because the market became very competitive, they moved to Kansas City and became the Chiefs, right? The AFL didn't have a team in Dallas. They got ran out of town by the Texans to Kansas City. Yeah, Wilbert Harrison said, hey, stand on the corner, 12th Street and Vine. This is my Kansas City, baby. And yeah. If I stay with that woman, I know I'm going to die. So I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Left Love Field and went to Kansas City. Yeah, what happened? Well, they just turned north and headed right, real subtle like. Kind of like what happened to the Houston Oilers when the business went bad in Texas there too. They just faced north and turned right real southern like and ended up in Nashville, Tennessee. What happened? Well, Dad started drinking and the family started drifting, not to be outdone. So what happened? The Oilers, with a guitar and a suitcase and a list of songs that they could play much better than their friends in their hometown. Okay, it's funny. Oh, come on. Shit. You try to be funny. You try to be charming. You try to throw in all the little tidbits for your growing up. There's monsters in my room at night. There is. She's right. Okay. As long as you have a virtual presence through pornography for money, you're going to be stuck in the hell of Annie Lennox walking in broken glass. Why no more I love yous? Past, present, future operate same time. I happen to be quite fond of Annie Legas. I wrote the songs. She just wrote them down. I'm a better song composer than she is because she's crazy and thinks Peter Jackson's Money's better than Living the Lord's Prayer, and I'm not. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing to... Satan's Power, that's British aristocrats trying to steal my Mac. And everybody knows you don't steal my Bernie Mac. I kicked the Bernie out of your Mac, right? Right, Bernie? Right? I love Bernie Mac. He used to make me laugh so hard. Me and Amy used to watch all the time. That's a dead boy walking right there. America, I said it. You all thinking I just said it. Oh, I love Bernie Mac. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. Ain't nothing wrong with sex. That's how we live as people. All you dirty Santa-ass motherfuckers out there. I love Bernie Mac. I don't care who knows it. All you church ladies, get the hell out of my house. What are you going to do? I'm going to go ask out the girl that played his wife on the Bernie Mac show for all those years and see if she'll go out with me and grab a couple of her friends, and then we'll go wash each other down in the tub with Old Spice and tell that other guy, no, you can't come here. You can't. You got to go. Are you funny? You're a comedian. Okay, well, go make jokes for money somewhere else. We're living the Lord's Prayer in this bathtub. Thank you. Yes, Viola Davis can come too. Yes. Anybody else? If you sell yogurt and you stop selling yogurt, you can come too. Right. Earl needs lots of sexual healing, and Marvin Gaye loves me too. Carol, you're funny. It's a joke, y'all. Gosh, no people have a sense of humor around here. Oh, you monsters. Ball! Murray Christmas. Murray's Pluto? No, Pluto's Murray. Pluto doesn't have an ego problem. Why do you? Ground control to Major Tom. Are you still floating around the moon in a tin can? Yes. Can you see God? Were your eyes watching God? Are you owning a bookstore owned by Whoopi Goldberg? Soon to be patronized by a car dealer named How's Your Pal, which is really Cal Worthington with his dog Spot. If you want a car, truck, go see Cal. Go see Cal, go see Cal. Well, they had cable TV before Ted Turner in advertise, right? That was taking over the whole West Coast. Yeah. People in New Mexico knew about Cal Worthington and his dog Spot. Way before we knew about Crazy Eddie and 588-2300 Empire, and before America's team. The Dallas Cowboys or the Atlanta Braves or the Atlanta Hawks or both. Fourth, the fifth, the seventh time, it won't last, but it's all right. Fleeting joy, save room for my love, live the Lord's Prayer, you little dirty rotten bastard. Merry Christmas, motherfucker. Mickey Mouse's dog is gay? Whatever floats your boat, but we ain't buying or selling the comic books, right? Patrick, stop acting all hard to protect your homosexual cousin from homophobes in Maricopa County. We ain't doing that no more. Okay. I love you, Patrick, you little dork. He's cute. I love Ray. Oh, I understand he got put in a compromised position protecting Natalie. You know, why Amy? Why'd you protect Natalie? Shut up, shutting up, Dad. No. Truth is truth. You don't think the Mormon Church has all the evidence? You think all those perverts and Pentagons that are still using linguistics for voluntary manslaughter through the Biden effect with the auto pen and then bringing in Trump to clean it up so we can mass murder more poor people because the science projects still say it's okay? Annie, are you okay? You've been struck by a smooth criminal? Hello, wait. Okay, Chuck, are you getting this? Chuck, can you explain it to all the gauchos? Most of all, I miss you so. Could you explain it to Neil? Shatner? I don't think Shatner's going to get it. He's still thinking about beaming up Nichelle Nichols. Oh, we never got to have sex enough. I never got to have sex enough with Maria. And get over it, Bill. Okay, come on, Bill. You don't look like a Bill. You look like a James Tiberius Kirk. You're funny. I know. Are you really Kelly's dad? No, they just made that shit up to sell shit. Oh, Travelocity. So, did you come up with the yard gnomes thing? Is that from the same commercial? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm Jennifer Lopez thinking. Okay, guys, Merry Christmas. All right. Ego problem. Yeah, that's your problem, not mine. I just have to fix the technology. If you still have an ego problem when I fix the technology, that's your problem and not mine. You got your troubles, I've got mine. Okay, guys, I love you. Hi, Angela Bassett. Do you really know who I am? Do you think I'm as cute as you think? As I thought you were cute? You know, I'm fat and look like Uncle Fester's cousin with a grumpy face. If you're abusing me with chemical poisoning, but if you're not abusing me with chemical poisoning, I'm a happy face, and most of the kids at the Walmart say hi to me because I look like a really sweet grandpa. Well, because I am, I does, I is, or what? I don't know. My grammar is absolutely atrocious. I come from Tennessee and Texas hillbillies on my father's side. Yep, yep. Okay, I love you. Mom, English major from Ellis Island's immigrants that wanted to impress the rich people more than the rich people thought they needed impressing. My dad, fuck them. They're all assholes. What happens? But obey their books. Don't obey their books. Obey the Lord. Pray, and everything will be okay. All right. Merry Christmas.